You're not talking about that kind, are you?
Well, you need to play the clip. The problem with this is that it's too short. If you watch the whole clip, it seems as if TD tell that freak offs were calling him, and he was rescued from the freak offs. But as scripts say, the dog returned to its vomit, or it's washed, going back
Dr.
into the
Short,
mud.
Dr. Short, you in the matrix, sir. You in the matrix. You going in and
Brother
out.
Short, you kind of breaking up. I'm not sure how to remedy that. Let me see. How about you drop down and come back in, Brother Short? You can probably do that. Can you hear, sir? Okay. Do that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it picking up until our Brother Short comes back. Yeah, they on him already. Shit. Nonetheless, really quickly, ladies and gentlemen, before we resume, I got to send a thank you to our first Cash App. Salute to you, Black Boy Logic. Gunshot for Black Boy Logic and him. Drop the bomb. We appreciate your support, Black Boy Logic. Absolutely. There we go. We got I think, testing brother Dr. Short. Are you in the building, sir?
I hope so.
There we go. There you go. That's nice. Okay. He's back and he's live. But before we go back to my brother Dr. Short, let me make sure we got an understanding. The wolf is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Brother Juan J. Johnson just has entered the building. Brother Juan, how are you, sir? Brother Juan J. Johnson, can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Loud and clear. It's always good to be back with the brothers. I gotta tell you, it's always good. But Brother Juan, good to have you back in here. So how's everything been?
Things as well. I was so enjoying Dr. Short cooking.
That's right.
I just needed to step in the kitchen for a little sampler. That's all.
That's all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what type of time is when the doc is in the kitchen. You know, it's not just surgery. It's a meal going on up in here. So we appreciate the conversation, Brother Lone Wolf. I'm going to spin back to you, but I gotta let Brother Dr. Short finish that cook.
Please do. Yes.
Brother Dr. Short, you got the floor, sir.
No, I was saying that you need to see that whole clip. T.D. Jakes, if you listen to that sermon, I heard a little bit more of it. It seemed as if that was a pep rally, a Holy Ghost pep rally to people who are closeted. And he's just thanking God for how certain people didn't get overwhelmed in the degeneracy that they're in, that God was able to save them. But you see, if he's serving the right God just won't save you. He'll transform you where you're not going to freak offs if you come from a life in which you were struggling with your sexuality, Reverend Jakes. Okay, to me, if you had a problem with pneumonia, why would you hang around people with CPD? Okay, you would be staying away from people. You wouldn't want to be around smokers. You wouldn't want to be around environments where there are particulates in the air that would make you sick if you got a challenge to your respiratory system. If you are struggling to keep your rectum from becoming, an all excess ramp, why go to Diddy's house? And how are you going? What kind of God you serve? That's why I'm making a point. That whole thing about being swallowed, the thing talks about a dog eating its own vomit in the scripture, or a twice washed pig getting back in the mud. It's because some people are dirty. And we shouldn't be looking up to dirty. That's Sexy Red, that's Lizzo. We've had almost 40 years but in particular, the last 33 years of nothing but filth being poured on us, being defined by it. And we need to rebel against this. And anybody that's not saying enough is enough is an enemy to God and their own people. And I don't care how much money Diddy has. Money don't buy everything. Or, well, amongst people that want to do better, and this is what I want to be clear about. A lot of Black folk don't want to do better. A lot of Black folks are sort of like that thing that fell below the poop in the bowl, and it's just going to get flushed, unfortunately, because they won't do any better. Won't do any better. Won't do any better. I tell you, when I say to you, I do not hate a soul in my extended families. I do not. But I have met and seen people and just says, Lord, I don't want to die with them. As I said to a cousin of mine, you know, I love you, but, you know, you make me sick. I said, you know, you caused me to have hives because I'm allergic to bullshit. And I told him point blank, I don't want to get shot by a stray bullet when people try to kill you 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's my concern. That's why I don't want you to come to my house, because you'll come with drugs on you when we don't have a thing in our house, and they'll kick our doors in and wreck our house. And they know now, no guns, nothing in here. And it's all over your dirty ass. Right. And so why come to our house with this stuff? You know, my parents want you to get your life together because they care. And in reality, you don't care. So do me a favor, understand. If you knock on my door, when I see you through the eye thing, I'm going to knock from the inside louder than you can from the outside. Don't come here. I care, but I don't care to die for you. You've made your choice. There are Black people who've made their choice to be exterminated and spend eternity in hell. And to me, what can you do? People have free will to self-destruct. Those that want to be with Diddy, like Korah in the Bible, not Chef, but Juan, people that want to go against everything that's right, then those people are expendable. We're seeing people die every day from choices that they made. And no one was allowed, no matter how much they cared. There's potentially a death I'm not supposed to know about, and I'm certain I'm not one around, and nobody wants to hear anything I have to say, and therefore, right? But somebody is dead that could be alive. But there's a preference to certain people being kicked to the curb for what they represent. Brother Johnson knows what I'm talking about. People hate, our people have a hatred, a large number. Hate the truth, hate right and wrong, hate right, love wrong, and think it's going to come out okay. Male and female. And basically, the gloves are on for God to give us a Holy Ghost ass whooping for the next few years. And everybody's not going to make it.
And that's a fact, brother Dr. Shaw. But you know what? Let me go ahead and salute some of the people that just tapped into the community kitchen and came into, and salute to everybody that's in here. Over 65 people tapped in with us right now. So salute to y'all for checking in. I want to send a salute to my brother Next Level. Gunshot for brother Next Level tapping in. I want to salute a few more of the family members that just tapped into the community kitchen here with us. I know I see a lot of y'all that's tapped in from the other platforms, but thank you for all coming in here with us. And definitely, you know, we're talking about subject matter here, ladies and gentlemen, that, you know, it doesn't really get old. I mean, we wanted to touch on this Diddy thing a touch and then keep the train moving here. So before we go all the way into that main course a little bit, I want to get back on this girl Fanny. My brother Dr. Short tapped in here. Fanny, the City Girls is up right now. You know, the Boule elite, the selected Negroes. Well, in this case, Negress. She is up, looking real fly and everything. She got a little Trump victory, they say, and this is supposed to be a W for the black community. Some of these folks is talking about around.
Well, it is the W if it stands for whore.
Right.
They making it a W. They making it a W for black women, not the black community. But
come with that, Twiz.
You got one thing for sure, two things for certain. Me and Dr. Randy Short know how these Europeans work. They give you an inch just so they can take them out. See, they let her go because they wanted her to go away quietly and peacefully, giving her a little leeway, but she's not. She's like the little kid kicking and screaming and is not happy with a slice of cake. She wants the whole cake. So that's where she's going to hang herself at. And I see it coming already. And to people who's not experienced, they on this old black girl magic, you girl, they just going after a black woman. Okay. Be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. You know what I'm saying? Watch and see.
They look at how they took out, I think in Texas or someplace, they took out the entire diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's being wiped out across the country. Those are black hoe jobs, professional black pork chop feminist jobs. There's going to be payback. The same way that black men got hurt over O.J. Simpson, it's the same way that black women are going to pay for Letitia James, and they're going to pay for Fani Willis, and they're going to pay for all of these loud now Democrat or die, vote screw types. You're going to see it. And I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be rough. And if they try to rebound with some like migrant boyfriends, let me just say to you, when they're finding mass killers and shit coming up in here, folk are disappearing all over the country. The only thing going is that the people from a lot of other places don't favor black women. But let it get cold enough, let it get desperate enough, they'll be flexible. There are a whole bunch of sisters messing with sombrero type wearing brothers, and they can handle. And they're very quiet because I can do bad by myself. Well, that shit's true. You do very bad by yourself. A lot of you are doing terrible by yourselves. You're doing bad with someone too. And I'm just saying to you, just as sure as I'm seeing now more cases of black women with a Latin dude and the baby gets killed. Maybe the baby belonged to a black dude. So she wanted to be with, Pancho Villa so much she let him kill her son. The judge here, and that's something I'm going to stop. All kinds of things are indicating that there's judgment here. If you are familiar with the Afro-Asiatic book called the Bible, a woman's hair and the way her hair looks is supposed to be a crown to her as a woman. You get where I'm coming from? Hair matters to God. Why is alopecia so common these days? People didn't hear of alopecia 10 years ago. How many people know that alopecia is linked to venereal disease and linked to things that people are eating and taking to fight infections? Right. And so a lot of these women's hair's all falling out because they've been hoes. They've been marked. So I wonder why. Let's just talk about the sorry-ass wife of Will Smith. How'd you get bald-headed for real? You didn't have alopecia with Tupac.
Right.
What kind of parties? Okay. Who did you sleep with? Did your hair fall out after you screwed your son's best friend? Did you guys smear some poop in your head? Did you put your head in someone's behind and that made your hair fall out? There are a lot of things that. So a lot of this. There's a whole thing now. So you see all these bald-headed people out here, bald-headed women. And a lot of the bald-headed men that have the bone cut, they're gay. Because when you sleep and you live a particular way, things make your hair fall out, or the chemicals and all that you take to fight the infections and the parasites and the retroviral things destroy your hair follicles. They leach essential vitamins and all from where they can get it, like your teeth, your nails, your skin, and your hair. Think about all these bald-headed women everywhere. How you really living? Why some people in the weave because they don't have any hair.
Mm.
They've been marked by the Most High as whores. Back in ancient times, bald-headed women were the whores in the temples of Ashereth and Venus. And so you shaved your hair off to let people know that you were open for business for whoever was trying to get it. Huh. All these bald-headed folks, that ain't Africa, bitch. That's your hole, nigga.
So the bald head bust down has been around for a long time, brother Dr. Short.
And the bald head also for it go with that little bathhouse culture. You ever see Pride Month is coming up? You see all the little white men with the bald heads. They punks. Look at Andrew Gillum. I said 4 years ago, Andrew Gillum's gonna, because his hair was falling out. I told someone. Let me just say to you, back March 2020, I called 2 people and said, look at this man's scalp. And people said, what do you mean? His scalp. Look at it. That man's scalp, it's irritated. You can see the skin's got a problem. I said, you know what? Gillum is living, I knew he was, but I'm clear. He's living a double life. And I said this right after the second Super Tuesday in 2020. I said, within 2 weeks, Gillum is going to be caught with a white porn star, gay porn star, in a city that he doesn't live in. It'll happen. I talked to Judge. I talked to Ron Hurd. I talked to a couple of people. Some people laughed. It happened 9 days later. Now when you see Gillum on television, his head is bald. I think something's wrong with the mayor of New York. Look at the texture of the skin on his head the next time you get a close-up. Your skin's not supposed to look like that. Makes me wonder how he's living, why they're so comfortable, why he's pushing everything gay he can. All this filth, all of this degeneracy. You start looking at all these people cutting their hair off or doing stuff or act. It's weird. It's because it's satanic. And in fact, in a nutshell, say what you will about Kevin Samuels, there was a degree of spirituality with him. He wasn't just a complete. They're talking about the one person he's sleeping with, and yet folks who slept with hundreds we're giving a defense to. Folks who have raped and drugged people we have defense for. When Kevin may have been assassinated.
Oh, we know that for sure.
And it's interesting how people can't come out. And who's that dude who's really strange, who used to wear the church mother turban? Nick Cannon, should be called Dick Cannon. Okay, or Trick Cannon. That he's out coming speaking on behalf of Diddy and so forth. All these people, how they all clan together around filth, and there are all kinds of people that need support. Nick Cannon, what about the kids that get murdered, that the police gun down a black mom? These people can't lend their names to that, but they can all get behind Diddy. I guess they're afraid he's on the video. They're afraid they're on the video, and they got all of them on video. There are a whole lot of people we've been told to look up to. And sadly, a lot of people, like a lot of guys, want to be in a rock band so they can screw lots of women and use lots of drugs. A lot of people want to be in pro sports, lots of bitches and dollars. This hedonism is killing us. We always had it as Black folks. but they tended to keep it under wraps. But this open worship of evil, of degeneracy, disease, sexual wantonness, filth, ugliness, uh, punkishness for men, macho-ness for women. It's so despicable. And I ain't no macho man, but I don't want to act like a rockhead either. God, what? You know, a lot of our people have a problem with just being themselves. I'm gonna tell you, Black people are so unhappy with who we are, what we think we should have or don't have until it's made us ridiculous. And we worship people like Diddy. He's got a Bentley. But what about him hurting Justin Bieber and Usher? And you're using people and grabbing people's behinds and making people watch you shower nude and all this kind of stuff. And you get and making people eat cheesecake out of your rectum.
Mm.
It's that, and that seems to be and so Diddy and all these people have been Pied Pipers to the gates of hell for Black people. If you like that stuff, almost all this music is terrible, and almost all of it should be burnt up and destroyed. It's scum, and they've helped dirty us. Okay, they talk about the Black conservatives. I wish there was as much mouth against Diddy as Candace Owens.
Right.
I mean, half the shit Candace Owens' ass is saying is okay. Whether she likes Black people or not, whether she's a tether or not. We get mad at people who have any kind of idea of any kind of rule. Look at us, man. Where anything that's off and degenerate and debased, we've made it Black. We've literally become what the white supremacists wanted us to be, degenerate niggers. I'm not saying all of us, but it's like, you know, all this twerking that people want to, and I'm sorry, and there was this punk ass nigga on Instagram, and he was stupid a lot of this act, and I told him you were trying hard, and this says, so what are you suggesting that we use force? I'll just in every other culture, they don't have to force it. If you get out of line, you get knocked out. The only where the people think if I'm out of line, no one would dare knock me out. No fear of God, no fear of man or rules or consequence. Same thing for the guys who are sissified bastards who grew up with the Spanish women who don't like men, who run around shooting, fighting, and at the same time, these guys with all these guns sucking and they'll eat a hot dog at a baseball game. I mean, I mean, shooting and fucking all in together. It's
Brother
them
Short,
have less.
you're breaking up again, sir. Give it. Matter of fact, let me do this. I'm gonna brother Lone Wolf, and then I'll swing back to you. Let me see if we can try to mitigate this. I don't know how we can try to fix this thing here. Can you say something again? Go testing for me, brother Dr. Short. Brother Dr. Short, testing. Can you do that? Say testing. All right. I hope they ain't zap the brother again. Okay. Brother Lone Wolf. In the building, sir. I wanted to get your spill real quick. I wanted to get your understanding of the matter. We've touched on a couple of things here, but I wanted to stay on Fanny for a touch, and we'll see if we can get brother Dr. Short's thing situated again. But what do you think about this? Have you been keeping up with the case with Fani Willis? I know actually the ruling, I believe, was dropped maybe 4 hours ago, so it may be fresh. Do I need to bring you up to speed, brother Lone Wolf?
You're going to have to bring me up to speed. I have not kept up with the fanny pack.
Okay. All right. So let me see. Well, message, brother.
Dr. Short was cooking.
Yeah,
He,
he had a good souffle going. You know, you can't rush the souffle. So I'm gonna see what's happening. I'm gonna check in with the brother. But as far as Fanny is concerned, um, when it comes to Fanny, okay, she just got this W off of Trump. They're gonna keep pursuing him, and I real quickly, bro, I want to salute the 85 plus people that's in here with us right now. The numbers keep going up. It's always appreciated for y'all to tap in with us and see what type of time we on. So we appreciate that. But as far as Fanny's concerned, you know, they threw it out essentially as far as dropping it. So they're going to proceed with the rest of the case against Trump. So it's a W for Fanny. You know, the city girls is up. You know, the you know black girl magic is up right now. And so 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 I'm sure we're going to be seeing a bunch of women. Yeah, I told y'all. She, you know, because Negroes will come out and say, you know what, about the making the black community look bad stuff and all of this. You know, so we back to that again. But nevertheless, that's the gist of this article here. I'm gonna read on it a little bit more though. You know, let me read on it a little bit more. The context: Trump was previously indicted by Willis's office on charges relating to the alleged election interference in Georgia following the 2020 presidential election. Trump and 18 co-defendants were also accused of violating Georgia's Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations RICO Act. Trump has continued to deny any wrongdoing in the case, and one of his co-defendant, Michael Raymond, previously attempted to have Willis disqualified. So what we know right now, last week Trump's legal team argued for the charges against him to be dismissed in Fulton County. There is nothing alleged, and this is fair use, of course, fair use. Uh, there is nothing alleged factually against President Trump that is not political speech, Trump's attorney Steve Shadow said. Shadow also argued that Trump's remarks over concerns about the election were the height of political speech. Last month, Judge McAfee issued a ruling in attempt to disqualify Willis over a relationship she had with Nathan Wade. For those who forget who Nathan Wade is, that's the limp dick dude. Okay? Pause. That's the dude who couldn't get it up. Okay? And you know, we got to keep in mind that Fanny was also the one who brought that information to the stage, put him on blast.
Yes, she did.
So, but she also had the nerve to try to say in the case, "Oh, I'm not gonna throw a black man under the bus," but then you killed his manhood, like you crucified
in front of the
everything
whole world.
in front of the world. In front of the world, brother Twist. Let me see what's happening with my brother Dr. Short. But she crucified the dude. Now I would rather you throw me under the bus than say I can't work my pole. Pause. I'm just gonna keep it. That's where I'm coming from. I'm gonna keep it 100. Don't tell the world I can't lay it down. Just if you're gonna throw me under the bus, throw me under the bus. God damn it. That was some foul shit. So
Hey, not to cut you off, but he looked kind of sus to me. Nathan Wade, he didn't get it up for her because he probably wasn't attracted to her. You know what I mean? Each time I look at that man, look like that man pouring, look like that man pouring molasses. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, city girls will go scorch earth. Let me go to the chat real quick, and I'll continue to read, y'all. Let me go to the chat, see what the family is saying. I got to check in on my brother Short, see what happened to him. I wonder if any bad boy artists are going to start speaking out even more against Diddy. Well, let me ask the chat. Y'all think TD Jake's gonna come out against him? You know, Daddy take the TD Jakes. Pause. Let me go to Sister Star. Sister Star says rebellious modern black women are celebrating. However, this system will swing back around and break those tools. Salute to my sister Star. And that's a fact. We seen a lot of jigaboo, quote unquote, spooks who sat at the door ass niggas get caught up later on because they supposed to, right? Everybody, oh, I'm making a chess move. Y'all know how these folks like to talk. You can't, like, see, this is the thing that really gets me aggravated. You're not going to fix a system that you do not own. It's not going to happen like that. So no matter how many little clever ways you think you're going to turn the language that they created around in your favor, it's not designed for you. What the cats don't understand. And even what we're seeing right now, okay, the mere fact that we as Black Americans can't even implement the squatter rules, but illegal immigrants can, tells you everything you need to know. See, when we tried that, anybody that knows about the movement, they bombed us when we decided to squat in different places. They bombed the shit out of us. But no, and all these illegals all over the country know that, hey, either you stay there for 30 days or you stay there for 7 years and you pay some tax on it. That property is yours. They know that. And ain't nobody stopping them. Shit, our National Guard gets trampled at the Texas border. Shout out to the over 90 folks that's in here with us right now. Salute. Our National Guard, our border patrol is supposed to be protecting the doggone border, and you get trampled by a bunch of illegals. What happened to pulling them things out and letting loose? If protection looks like you keeping that gun in the holster, how are you then protecting me from anything? I got to go to my brother Lone Wolf on this matter. We got to, in case y'all didn't know, my brother Lone Wolf, Juan J. Johnson, is a retired police officer, 27 years, and now he's also a firearms instructor. Okay. Brother Lone Wolf, that fiasco you saw at the border, I'm sure, are you up to speed on that, sir?
I am up to speed on that. And that is a tragedy. Again, you know, this administration is literally taking down this country. You know, I think they've learned that, you know, if you're going to take them down, and that would include the National Guard, the reserves, the sheriffs, because there's an order to this whole military piece. You know, police officers are domestic warriors. The military is foreign warriors. So we're on domestic ground. So we can't be the enemy can't be as obvious as he would be in another country. You got to use paper cuts. Paper cuts, right? But you get enough paper cuts, you're still gonna bleed. That was a paper cut at that border. Them guys should have been able to defend the border against that was a foreign enemy.
Right.
Okay. But you don't hear our commander-in-chief or anybody on his team, his advisors, supporting per se, except for in word, but not in deed.
Right.
If one of those service personnel, National Guard members that pulled out stun gun and popped them, neutralize that threat, don't have to really kill them or shoot them, but there's other ways to neutralize them. They would have been within their right, but they've been hogtied, handcuffed. We have people in this nation who want to see the demise of this country. Period. And those who know, we're just not going to sit back and just allow this to happen on our watch. But what was done, what was showed at that border, was a tragedy. Although no lives was taken, man, everybody around the world is saying, we got to get to America. We got to just get on the soil, because once we get on the soil, we inherit by default the rights, the privileges. We got to get to the soil.
Right. And you know what, brother Juan, and this is my dilemma here. And shout out to the over 91 in here. Salute to everybody. This is my issue, and this is the concern I have. I'm trying to see what's happening, my brother Short, but this is the concern I have. How are natural born citizens being treated like illegals? Let's make it make sense in here today. Let's have that conversation. Natural born citizens are being treated like illegals in Texas. Okay. In Texas, as we speak, they are now allowing, I believe, it's some form of absentee ballot. Folks are sending in ballots, aren't even citizens, but they're going to be allowed to vote over there. They're going to be allowed to vote. I want to bring something up for the family. Because I definitely want Brother Short to speak on this, but we got Brother Lone Wolf in here, which is even better when it comes to protections. I'm gonna bring this up, gentlemen, because what I see here, and you know what, before I get to that, I need my brother Twiz. You speak on that because you in Cali, and it's fucking crazy over there, man. Speak on that for me, brother Twiz.
It is a tragedy what's going on out here, bro. You talking about an invasion, bro? It's basically it's like that old school movie, Invasion USA. They just coming over here, bro, and it's like now they are police officers. But the funny thing is, it's not the Hispanics that's the police officers; it's the Asians. You know what I'm saying? Remember in New York, was it last year when they found that China had a secret police force out there? They have one in San Francisco. They ain't talking about it. Because how is it that damn near the majority of Oakland police force are now half Asians and they all up under fucking 5 foot? You know what I'm saying? And half of them are women. You know what I mean? That was that whole bill to let illegals or anybody who have a green card or permit to be able to work. You know what I mean? When we say illegals, a lot of us look at it as the Latin community as illegals, but it's not them. It's this Asian community that's coming over here and they taking shit over. Like I said, in San Francisco, they anointed a new president of the Board of Elections, and she was left by Ping. She's an immigrant. She can't even speak English, bro. But she's in charge of all elections over there in the city of San Francisco and the state. I mean, and the county. You know, it's so bad out here, bro, right now to where in school they're not even teaching in English no more. They're teaching the Spanish and they're teaching young black kids to speak Spanish now. So it's like, come on now. When have America adopted another language? And to me, like Brother Juan J. Johnson saying, it makes us look weak. It's making us look weak as a nation, and that's why everybody is saying, let's get to America, because what are Americans going to do? But yet they fail to realize there's people out here that's standing on the soil, that's standing on this red-blooded American soil. And it's funny that here you got the president of Mexico trying to tell us what to do and making demands and threatening us. Never in my 50 years, I should say, never in my 45 years I understand politics have a Mexican president ever had the audacity to say something to us. It's so, it's at a point right now to where, as they say, God bless the child that God is on. We have to prepare ourselves and be ready for this major shift that's about to happen, because they're not going to get rid of all these illegals. You know what I'm saying? And I know, as me being a single black man, that's what they don't want, and that's who they finna start coming after, because They don't want us here. They trying to replace us. And with these tethers is going to be the infiltrators that's going to help them to do it. You know, I got a new name for them. You know how we call ours coons? I'm finna start calling them baboons. You know what I mean? Start calling them boons, because that's what y'all are. Y'all selling out just because you think you're gonna have a better option in life, but you fail to realize they're just giving you crumbs. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm gonna drop the mic here and let Brother Long Wolf get in here, because I know he got some spill on this, you know. So, you know, we really need to stand up and fight, man, for real.
Well. Let me share this before we go to Brother Wolf. Uh, eyes on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Eyes on the screen. Peep this. Now I want to read that out to the family. Breaking news: you can both register to vote and vote in Texas without ID. 270 new voters without an ID in Texas in 1 week. This form is how you can vote in Texas without an ID. They
You you
are
see the
y'all
play in
seeing
that though, Chef.
how are y'all seeing how they have now publicly weaponized quote unquote influencers to release information on how to infiltrate our government? You got the other TikTok influencer guy who came out and told folks how to get into the squatter laws. Now you got this dude right here telling people in Texas, hey, you don't need no damn ID to go ahead and get in the voting process. Uh, we are being this is a live replacement taking place here. And the mere fact that these folks are getting that information, right? You got to then say to yourself, who's explaining all of this legal jargon to them, right? And how is it getting out? So these are the questions. But I see my brother. Let me get real quick, brother Wolf. Before I go to you, I see I got brother Short back in here. I want to confirm that his mic and everything is good to go. Brother Dr. Short, are you live, sir?
How you
Uh,
feeling, Dr. Short? How you feeling?
uh, Whiteness.
There we go. Okay, I hear the revived, the white revival in your voice, sir. I hear that you are. Yeah, I can hear that you have have seen the white side of things, sir. I can hear it in your voice, sir.
Mm. Oh, all I was going to say is you may not like Jason Whitlock, but man, he takes, what's his name? Shitty to the Woodhouse and whoops that boy's behind. From his snitch drug dealing daddy to the present. 4 hours of anti-Diddy, his music to my ears. I'm going to go to sleep listening to it. If you don't like Diddy, you're definitely someone that I could be friends to. I love Jaguar Wright. God, I love her. It's my favorite stud.
Yeah, undefeated. That brother right. I mean, that sister right there, be on point with that shit. Definitely on point.
I didn't see that coming.
Okay, good.
But brother Lone Wolf, sir, before we go to our brother Dr. Short, it's good to hear that his mic is back and he's good to go. Brother Lone Wolf, what you're seeing here, am I over exaggerating with the theory of replacement theory here?
I think you're under exaggerating. I think that if you don't think that you're in war, then you'll see these situations as isolated events. These are not isolated events, family. These are very coordinated strikes. They're coordinated strikes. Okay. These social media personalities have been weaponized. As a matter of fact, I would dare say everything has been weaponized. Politics, labor, law, entertainment, the military, every institution, with no exception, has been weaponized to make this whole invasion sustain itself, to make it permanent. To make it permanent, you have got to reprogram your mind and start thinking like you're in a war.
Right.
And if you're in a war, then that means it's got to be casualties.
Mm.
In that war, you have collateral damage. In a war, you must ask the question, who is replaceable? Who's replaceable? Who can we sacrifice? This is chess, family. It's not checkers no more. And we are replaceable. I haven't heard not one politician nowhere say, well, if they're going to do this for the migrants, what? Get them houses, get them shelter, get them food, get them transportation. Then we got to at least do something for the Black Americans.
Right.
Nobody's coming to Black Americans' aid because they don't care about us or our children or our existence. They would rather fund, support, give resources to people who don't have no blood in the soil, who have not contributed to this country. And look us in the face and say, now what are you going to do about it? You need to support, get on board and support anyway.
Right. They telling us get down or lay down. That's what the fuck they're literally, and even then it's still lay down. We are at the maximized danger level right now.
Beyond that.
You know, and I am you know, I know there's supposed to be pat talk, we're supposed to be a little ha, but you know what? Listen, not only are they weaponizing these illegal immigrants, they've weaponized your sister girl, Fani.
Oh yeah.
She is weaponized as well. Let's be very clear about this. Okay.
Yeah, politics, labor law, law enforcement, everything. Man, sisters, I want to let you girls. I want the ladies to really hear me out with this.
Because they're gonna be busting y'all upside the head if you're not hearing us. They're really coming to bust you upside the head first.
You're not going to be able to escape the wrath that's going to come upon you. Say this again to all the sisters who can hear me, and you care about yourselves and your cousins and your aunties and your grandmas and your daughters. The inappropriate behavior from these women in leadership is going to single-handedly put that, see that right here? That target is on your back. That target right there is on you.
That's right.
That target is on. You're done. You're done. You don't need a man. And you got guys right now who done bust about 40 females in the face in New York.
Talk that talk. Come on, hold on. Talk that talk, Wolf.
Huh?
Come on.
Not males in the face, strategically punching females in the face. All types of females.
Black girl magic. Where was it then when they got hit upside the head? Where was that magic, brother Wolf?
We don't need them. Man, there's a reckoning. It's already here. It's already here. It's already here. When I say I'm gonna step over them carcasses, I means that I'm stepping over those disobedient, hard-headed, stubborn, independent carcasses.
Come on.
Okay?
Can I get a hallelujah?
If you're not willing to listen to the instructions, you can't have the protection. We give instructions. We give counsel. Okay? Love my sisters. But y'all got to deal with these disobedient, out of order other sisters who put it, I'm telling you,
Run that back, Brother Wolf. Hold on. Can't let that slide. Run that back. They got to do what?
The good sisters are going to have to get in check these inappropriate, out of order sisters. Okay? Because when they come, they're coming for just the sisters. No matter the size, the age, the height, the color, the weight. Them 40 women that got busted in the face in New York, they didn't even discriminate. White ones, black ones,
Right.
Latino ones. They just 40 women. Okay? That's just the tip of the iceberg. They're important. They have literally imported patriarchal males in here.
Intentionally.
Yes. Who don't deal with the lip. That talk back. They slap you from where they from. They will choke you out from where they from. Okay?
Man, they beat the brakes off and get you out the way in public without hesitation. You got me thinking about this clip I saw last week, Brother Lone Wolf. But these are the type of folks, particularly the males, that they're bringing over here by the thousands daily. And listen, it's only a matter of time before they going upside your single, independent, don't need no man head, Brother Wolf. That's gonna expedite you walking over carcasses.
Yes, I got to. I have to. Because when I go on social media, and not even social media, when I'm out in public and I'm seeing the inappropriate behavior and I'm seeing the disrespect, do you think I'm going to come between you and that bat, you and that club, you and that knife, you and that gun? When you done start, when you provoked it? Now look, I'm all about de-escalation. I'm all about, because I teach de-escalation.
Right.
I teach, look here, you have the right to resist. You have the right to, not engage, okay? But if you start it, if you provoke it, that's on you now. You can't provoke something and then try to de-escalate, and act like that you're the innocent one. No. But the sisters, again, I'm always saying this: where there's an offspring, there's a root, right? We're seeing the offspring with this inappropriate behavior from a bad root, a foul root,
right?
A disrespectful root. Okay, so what you put in the ground, you're gonna have to reap the harvest. And right now, it is harvest time. It's harvest.
Y'all heard it first from the Brother Lone Wolf. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to send a shout out to the over 180 y'all tapped in with us right now. Gunshot for everybody that's tapped in. If y'all didn't hear what my Brother Wolf was just giving you, again, that just came from an ordained minister. Also, also a 27-year retired police officer, 27-year veteran, y'all. And also now a firearm trainer. Okay. Y'all definitely need to go ahead and subscribe to my Brother Lone Wolf. He's trying to keep you as safe as he possibly can. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to him. Go ahead and book your classes. Get what you need. Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. And I mean, honestly, if you ain't at least got something right now, you messing up. Use that income tax refund right now. Hit the brother up, get some classes. But I really want to say this. This is where we are. We first and foremost, we've been in a state of emergency for a very long time. Just a lot of people saying, you know what, ain't nothing happening to me. It ain't my problem. And that's the fucking problem, if we're gonna be quite frank. A lot of Negroes and Negresses running around here saying It ain't happened to me, so I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. And my response, yeah, I just heard what's happening over there in California from my brother Twiz. Brother Lone Wolf, he knows what it looks like when you're talking about situations of high escalated environments. And then, of course, you got my brother Dr. Short bringing up the ladder in there, giving us a simple understanding of, honestly, God ain't really that pleased with a lot of folks. And it's going to be some reckoning. It's going to be some understanding to be had. But you got to get right, ladies and gentlemen. So salute to everybody that's in here. Again, what I got posted for you, if you haven't been peeping it, it's on the screen. Okay. Texas is not even requiring these filthy illegals to have ID to vote, y'all. What you think that means for you? Okay. You saw your president, and we're talking about your current president. He's been breaking the law for as long as I've ever known about this guy. And I'm talking about when he was Senator Biden, he was breaking law. So now he's President Biden, and he's breaking law. Ain't no stripes being changed. He doing more of the same shit, but he got a higher position. And he told us a long time ago, he said, y'all gonna have to learn to work with the Hispanics. Well, look at the fucking screen now. Ain't that some shit for your ass? Yeah, Twitch, brother Wolf, brother Dr. Short, look at the screen. Y'all gonna have to learn to work with the Hispanics. If he didn't keep his promise, I don't know what to tell nobody. Of treason.
Right now, it's better to be an illegal than a citizen.
Nigga, come on. Man, listen. These illegals, they hot. Did y'all know some of them that are still being imported here are flying first class, family?
Yeah.
Did y'all know that?
Yes.
Getting brand new trucks,
They
brand new
high flying,
cars,
Ric
man, free
Flairing.
health care. Yeah, free health care. The women get a $5,000 food stamp card with free housing. They have a form of Section 8, but it's their form for them, so they get first dibs. They bypass people who have Section 8 or any type of government type housing. They take that immigrant voucher because that immigrant voucher is going to pay damn near $3,000 for rent for I say a one bedroom apartment in California, $2,000.
Right.
That immigrant voucher is going to give them $3,000. So a lot of renters and landlords, they're taking that immigrant voucher over the government or the city or the state voucher because they getting that money. Not only that, that government money is for show money. I'm just asking, how long is that money going to last? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these people getting so complacent to where they just, man, they building chicken coops in their backyard. You know what I'm saying? You got chickens, you got motherfuckers walking down the street in horses now. You know what I mean? It's really
Right.
getting country out here because of this. So I'm like, where are the laws at? City laws, you're not supposed to have farm animals in the city. Come on. Next thing you know, you're finna have cows around this motherfucker, man. We already seeing goats. What's next?
Well, real quick,
Quiz.
real quick, gentlemen, and I'm gonna go back to Brother Short because I got a simple question for Brother Dr. Short. But I'm gonna let me go to the chat real quick. I want to salute the sister Mama Chief tapping in to the community kitchen. Salute to you, sis. Got another one in here. I got Sister Dear Sadiq in the chat. Salute to you, sis. Welcome to the community kitchen. Gunshot for the sis tapping. Yeah, what I mean. Now I want to also say this. I got it, Brother Dr. Short. When are these illegals gonna pick themselves up by their quesadillas? Because
If they didn't do that where they came from, why would they do it here?
Facts.
The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree.
come on. Come
Let me
Come
give you an example,
Yes, sir.
and I want anyone to challenge this. Now, these are American citizens, but we got to deal with culture, okay?
There you go.
And in the culture of the Puerto Ricans, I'm not picking, but did you know wherever Puerto Ricans are, they're highly represented among the criminal element?
No, that's a
Delinquency
fact.
for you?
That's a
It's
fact,
everywhere.
especially when they came into our communities. Go ahead.
But even in Hawaii, we're going to find a place with a lot of Puerto Ricans in jail. Hawaii.
Mm.
I mean, that's where we're doing it. Okay. And those are citizens, and I'm not anti-Puerto Rican. I'm just stating something. Now, look. In the words of Dr. Donald Trump, we're not receiving people's best.
Go ahead. Come with it. Come with it.
So if these people didn't read or write or obey the laws where they came from, we're going to be taking care of these people for about 3-4 generations.
Mm.
And I want to say to you that unlike Black Americans, the difference between us, these people, even though they've been in the majority with the revolution or two, these folks are used to being in the majority where they come from, and they're used to rebelling every now and then.
Right.
This Anglo culture gives these people a greater sense of solidarity than what they had where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
And so they come up here, and it's like an African coming from Nigeria that saw themselves as Yoruba. Mm-hmm. Got to America and started seeing themselves as an African. And all those Africans can come together and forge a united front with anybody but you or me. No problem.
Right.
These people are going to unite into a larger group, and they don't like each other. But in every one of their cultures, one thing is true: Black people are dirt under their feet.
It's an unfortunate consistency. You know, look,
Even in Haiti, the Blacks are at the bottom. There's not one country where Black people do as well with all of America's problems as they do here. And 85% of our problem is that right now, the most powerful Black politician in the country, Hakeem Jeffries, hasn't opened his mouth, nor will he. He's controlled by Zionists too. And you know what? He's now also protected. All these so-called conscious community niggas out there, I'm talking to you guys. Because his uncle is on some ICE people,
right?
ICE people, son people. You're gonna give his nephew a break. And so we're committing suicide on the battlefield. If everybody else wants to shoot you and you want to shoot yourself, what are your chances of survival? What are your chances of survival?
Right.
When Kamala Harris can go all over the country on an abortion tour and not one prominent Black woman say a fucking thing about it.
Interesting her timing when she disappears though, right? You can't find that heifer anytime some shit go on with these illegals. She always
anything happens to Black people, she's not there.
You can't find her.
And so, you know, I think about the Black mother in Alabama who had the noise complaint. And the policeman arrested her in her house for calling the police. Nothing. Zero. And I'm going to say this to you because y'all don't get it. But I'm going to help you. When you worship Satan, Lucifer, and most of us blacks do, most of us are devil worshipers. Satan loves slaughter and sacrifice and the shedding of innocent blood. Your black Luciferians in the Boule and the churches are all too happy to slaughter 9/10, if not more of us, to make their bones to be accepted Negroes.
Right.
No matter what you hear, you've never heard about the police accidentally shooting a black Congress member's niece, nephew, child, son-in-law, third, fourth, fifth cousin. These people know who to kill.
Come on with it.
And so that means the ordinary black folks, the 95% of us who don't matter much, have been left for dead by these people. They don't mind seeing us all die. Proof of that is what's happening every day when you see folks dying suddenly. I've had 3 deaths in the family in about a month's time. Sudden, men of reasonable age, maybe somebody in their middle 50s, and everybody else 30s, dead. Boom, gone. And no one talks about it. Sudden hush hush. All of you know people dying every day in incredible numbers, and no one's even asked for a discussion of what's happening. They know what's happening. They know that we've been left for dead by, and that this stuff that's been forced on us and pushed on us is killing us. And we are being destroyed in many ways all at one time. It doesn't have to be like Germany, Negroes. It doesn't have to be cattle cars.
Facts.
It does not have to be like that. You don't have to have a swastika armband. They don't have to use negative language. They don't have to beat you and water hose you on television.
Right.
And we're sick as fuck as a people that need to be disrespected in such a profound way that literally someone has to come and smear dookie up the nostrils of each and every one of us before say, man, we got to stand up. That's a pathetic ass people. And other people come here and see us who are coming into this country unlawfully. And the assertion is these people are weak. Look at all of what we've taken without a struggle. These people have been in the land of milk and honey and are too lazy to bend over and pick up the gold. That's the attitude. So I see this as a judgment and also a call to arms for those few that will wake up. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better do it. And you know what? I understand that we're wasting our time, but I sleep good at night. So when I hear another person died that I knew of, and another person died that I knew of, and my mother just says, "See, Mom, well, told you, Mom, get used to seeing people die 3 years ago." There's no one's going to listen. No one's going to want to hear. Folks going to tell you how stupid you are. You know, it's interesting, Brother Juan. I went from being the lazy ass member of the family that only wanted to go to school and earn degrees, and it was so smart, to being the stupidest person over just this whole COVID thing. All of a sudden, I never knew anything. Okay. They've already psychologically primed our people into being bumped off.
Facts.
It already was done to you. You've already been set up to be eliminated. At least when I say folks are trying to destroy you, whether I can do much about it or not, at least I'm not asleep at the wheel. Our folks are asleep at the wheel. We're not noticing any of it. We're not saying that the mayor of Chicago, at the height of ignoring Black Americans, has made a Latino woman his chief of staff. He's transitioning her to be the next mayor of Chicago.
Right.
Nobody black that's backed him. We're being betrayed. And I'm going to tell you something. Every other group of people that have come here, if you did any of what's being done to us right now by people that knew better, I mean this when I say this to you, your home, your car, you would be burned, you'd be run out of town. In reality, all of this is happening to us because we allow it. We accept it, and we are okay with it. And so that's the reality. If we're okay with it, then we've consented to be erased.
Right.
We've consented for the schools to be closed, for everything. There's not one thing that you've seen a critical mass. I'm thinking in D.C., when we have thousands of homeless people, thousands of homes stolen, the only thing that you got people out in the streets for was them shutting down hip hop. Remember, not hip hop, but go. I'm sorry, go. That's it. I mean, there's nothing that happened. Nothing. No kill. Nothing. Our people are so drugged out, sexed out, fagged out, dyked out, used out, drugged out, voodooed out, until we're just waiting for the executioner's blade to cut our head off. And what's the solution to that? When people lose the will to live, and by the way, that does happen, the difference between us, and I'm going to say the Mexicans, is the Mexicans have Lady Guadalupe de Hidalgo, and they celebrate it all over this country. And Guadalupe Hidalgo is some kind of folk saint. When the people that are the foreparents of today's Mexicans were dying off because they lost the will to live because they were conquered by the Spaniards, they began dying off, right, like our people dying off. And then someone saw an apparition of Lady Hidalgo, and the people caught a spiritual vision that they had someone fighting for them in the heavenlies, and they had a chance to live, and that's why they've rebounded. For all of you liars that call yourselves Christians, I'm not going to direct this towards fake, non-Bible reading Negroes, liars, most of you. You say you believe in a living God and an all-powerful God. If you go to a church and you have a punk-ass minister that's not coming as hard as Brother Juan is doing, your ass is a liar. That social club full of a bunch of hypocrites and Greeks and Masons, that's Luciferianism with some good music and bad food.
Come on.
The real thing with Black folks is spiritually, we don't have our souls anymore. We lost our souls.
Let him cook.
And the scriptures say, what does it profit a man to gain the world and to lose his soul? What does it profit niggas to get Grammys and Oscars and have a few billionaires and co-own liquor companies and beer and have shoes and have freak offs?
Let him cook now.
And snort pink cocaine. And we can get different genders. We can even get a #1 album or record in country music. And yet we die off 10, 20 years later. One in 6 Black Americans is wealthy. 15 to 17.5% of us is doing great. And the rest of us are in trouble. And that 15, 16, 17% don't care a damn. But it's interesting. SAT-wise, their children don't do any better than the kids in the projects. Drug use, suicide, it goes across the board. It's interesting. Even the so-called successful Black people. Because everybody is dying. In fact, Diddy is proof that money doesn't make you happy or wise. All of these people, Usher, money ain't made nobody smarter. In fact, it's made us nastier.
Come on.
Your black athletes, when they were making $100,000 a year, were 100,000 times more accessible and vital to our community than they are now. You give a guy, they could give a guy a $2 billion career in basketball, football, whatever, and they would waste it all. Jackie Robinson on $35,000 a year has done way more than LeBron James has done. And I'm not knocking LeBron James. I'm only saying that LeBron James has tens of millions. Jackie Robinson didn't even have tens of thousands. So you know what? The more money we get, the more we become, and I'll just say this, we become white Americans. We're the white people now. I'm looking at white people coming together. I'm looking at white folks protecting the border, white folks going to schools, white folks farming and I'm looking at black folks act like white people. We're so individualistic. It used to be we're the ones that form families. Now we don't. They do.
Come on. Come on.
We used to pool our money. Now we don't. They do. Everything that we used to do that we got right, we stopped doing. Black women used to represent beauty and regality. Now they don't. Black men no longer represent manhood anymore. We don't even do what we could do. And it used to be that we didn't commit suicide. Now, black veterans have a rate of suicide over 800 times that of white men. 800 times.
Oh, no.
Black boys are committing suicide. It used to be that, you hear about a black kid bullied at school with these sorry-ass pork chop moms, and the kid kills himself because someone called you a name at school. Thank you, Brother Juan, when we had to desegregate school. Damn. Too many snowflakes. I'm going to say this to all you women listening. Half of this fuck up is yours.
Come on.
50%. For all these Fani Willises, for all of these Letitia James, they all represent a black woman that turned her back on black womanhood, black motherhood, black familyhood.
And the children.
And the children, yes. I said black motherhood. The black woman has betrayed everything she's supposed to be about in the name of being in the workforce when your ass has always had the opportunity to work. And relative number to black men is no fucking excuse. What has happened, off-code black women, is that the advantages that black men fought for you to get in the civil rights movement, you turned and used it on black men. You do not see these illegal women asking for welfare for just them and the children. Everybody's getting housed. Everybody's getting shoes. They did it as a unit. There's only one group of women in the world that have said, we don't want our men. Just give us enough and we'll make it. And so, like I said, we need a 10 million woman march for black women to apologize to God, to black men, black women, and the black children for letting white, radical, lesbian, feminist, racists use black women to destroy the black community. And it's interesting, those same women, same ones who complain about getting herpes from some bisexual music act, same person that supports trans and all this other stuff. I'm going to tell you a more fucked up in the head group of women than our women that support everything stupid that comes through the television. No more wicked group of people. Nobody watches TV more. And by the way, same people that say they don't want to go half with the man, but they don't mean that. They don't want to go half with the black man. Because they go half with white men. And they go half with everybody else. And again, alongside these women who are like this, here's the good news, Brother Juan, for those people who can't walk over cadavers, for all the stupid simps who live through the sheath, their penis, they have to jump and run after the women that just don't have themselves together, who want to keep discovering themselves into their 80s and think someone's waiting to still marry them. I mean, shoot, you discovered yourself the first time you masturbate when you're 2 or 3. It's not going to change its position. It's going to still be there. All this self-discovery is garbage. Okay, now let me just say this to you. The men that are for pork chop feminism, we're going to see increasing numbers of men shot down and killed, getting caught up in bullshit over PWPs, people with pussies, and not, instead of dealing with black women, you're dealing with, this Lizzo Sexy Red, Nicki Minaj type thing. It's going to happen. Judgment is here. So, I look every now and then in the comments, and there's certain black men, I'm sorry, there are a lot of black men, they're so damn weak and pathetic. And they're such hoes. They are incapable of saying, you know what? Things could be better. Sisters could be a little tighter on them. They can't do that, because the world's going to run out of pleasure for them. I want you to understand, judgment's here. And trust me, for every jive pork chop that goes down, her counterpart, the stupid, pookie type dudes, who a woman raised her voice and he's swinging and the man didn't even talk to him. Turns out it was her dad trying to tell her not to hit the car next to you, and then you're shot dead. We're going to see a lot of these people. And I just have to say this to you. In Ecclesiastes, the Wisdom of Solomon, it talks about bastards. And it says that bastards don't leave a legacy. That's what the Holy Book says. You know what I'm talking about, Brother Juan.
Yes.
A whole bunch of folks haven't come to terms with their mommy and daddy issues. Haven't come to terms with the fact that I'm a bastard and I never had a dad. I'm miserable. Even Diddy grew up with a dead father who was a snitch. So he's got some issues there. And why is he running around trying to get everyone to call him daddy? I mean, this dude never got a certain amount of attention. And so now he's got to have all the men because he didn't have a man in his life called his dad when he was young.
Come on.
Come on, Diddy. I mean, Diddy, and he ain't alone, and all these other people.
Well, hold up, brother Dr. Short. I don't want to cut you off. Let me back you up. Let me back you up with the women's separation bullshit, right? Let me go where we need to go with this and give some context to what our brother Dr. Short is saying. Because again, some will say, hey, listen, women who think like that don't represent all of us, and they shouldn't. However, when they're granted platforms, ladies, when they're granted major platforms, then they are positioned to be the voice for you. And that is the danger. So let's go ahead and play this, because when we talk about women deeming it necessary to separate themselves, these are the women who are doing that. And these are the women that y'all need to go after. So I'm going to say fair use and shout out to the over 124 y'all that's tapped in with us right now.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Hey, you.
Yo, what's up? What's up, Lisa Ray? How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you.
Good. How's everybody doing?
Blessed.
Good.
And we're also very appreciative of you taking the time to come talk to us here. I know everyone's trying to get a piece of you and talk to you and have you on their platform. So we definitely appreciate that. So thank you. I want to ask you just out the gate how you're doing. How have you been coping with the pandemic, the civil unrest? Black people have always been through trying times, but it's a little extra right now on top of our regular stress.
Getting different.
We got another layer on top. You know, we got 10 on 20 right now. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, the pandemic, it hit everybody and caught everybody off guard. Thank God for D Nice, who started spinning them records, man, and kept people just, you know, kind of, you kept our sanity, you know what I'm saying? And then the thing with George Floyd happened.
Yes.
Which shook everybody to our core. You know, when you hear a man, you know, scream for his mama, I think everybody in the world felt that. So, you know, everything switched reels for me. And I just been on this quest trying to get us true equality, you know, not just equality on, you know, social issues, but economic equality, which is, you know, just as important.
Well, let's just jump right in then, Q, because I have been, you know, looking at some of the bites from your interview.
Hey, is that a wig, y'all? That shit hurt. But anyway, I digressed. It was just the shit is fucking me up, man. Just looking at it.
Can I just get this in?
Go ahead.
He
Go
set
get your
himself
lick
up.
in, man. Get your lick.
He set himself up by being on a podcast with all women. He set himself up right there. Just like giving Brother Long Wolf some fresh meat. He's like he's lamb to the slaughter. And not only that, Q always been known as he's been henpecked. You know what I mean? He's not known for running this show. His wife is getting everything. And now with this whole Caitlin Clark situation, he offered her $5 million to play in the Big Three. Man, he's not too good right now.
Yeah,
but go ahead, let it play.
Yeah, let's stay here. Let's stay here with it. But I just wanted to bring this up real quick because, again, we talk about the separation, and I want y'all to be aware that these are the women who got the mic. And then, of course, it just so happened that when I press pause, there's another one on that far right side that got the mic, and she doing all the talking for y'all, sis. But if you seen her baby shower picture, which I might have to bring up, you'll see who she allows in her inner circle, quote unquote. But she's saying some fly shit though.
Is that what they call inner circle now?
Right.
Pause.
We did an interview with Roland Martin, which helped me, I'm going to say, because I will say that when I first heard that you were supporting Trump, I was like, wait a minute, what? Hold on, because you my boy. So I was like, I got a personal insight. I'm going to call him directly.
I didn't say I was supporting Trump. So
allegedly, right.
Yeah,
that's what I heard. That's what the bite, the sound bites. You know, that's why people got to do their research. And I watched that interview. And I heard you break it down to why you were involved, why you met with both sides, and when you got involved, which was not just recently. And so when I said, you know, what contract was he talking about, this contract of Black America? Like, what is that? Where did it come from? I did not know. So when I think of things that I don't know, I automatically
speed up to the part
document together so we can actually have something to say. Damn, all this is things we need. This is so any
people elected, and you felt like
hold on. This is it.
You're gonna have to push them. You're gonna have to find.
Hold on.
And and then the policeman had his neck on somebody's neck.
Hold on. Here we go. This is what I want for us.
We want a plan that pinpoints Black people. We don't know if any of them gonna do it. But when you have a person on record as a campaign promise, you have more to go at him with, because he's told the world this is what he's going to do. And if he doesn't deliver, he looks bad to everybody. Now, why hasn't dude done it in 3 years? I don't know. Nobody's been pressing him. Everybody's been like, he's the boogeyman, run. And nobody's been pressing him on behalf of Black people, because we've been just waiting for Democrats to get back in.
I do not agree with you on that statement. There has been a lot of people that have asked him, what about the wall? What about the kids in cages? I mean, there's a lot of things that
I understand
me,
that.
I'm not going to give him no plus signs whatsoever.
That, but check this out. I'm talking about pressing him to give
Look at
things
your
to
girl
black
Vivica.
people. These are country
Disrespectful.
issues. I'm talking about black people pressing him to give things to black people. Everybody treated him like the boogeyman. Nobody would go and press him to give things to black people. The stuff that he's doing to the rest of the country, I understand that, but we raggedy. We got to get our. We have to. We have to press any president that ends up winning. We have to press, or it's not going to work. We can't just press one side.
He says when we do press him that the other people are fine people. I mean, is that right? I mean, and he won't denounce the people that hurt us and suppress us, and then the policeman had his neck on somebody's neck for 9 minutes. He never support them.
I'm not here to fight about what he did, what he didn't do. Is he a good white man? Is he a bad white man? To me, they pretty much all the same. So now,
I don't agree with that.
With that said,
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with. Can I? I don't agree. I used to be.
Look. I know we've had all kind of presidents.
Can we stop this? This is ridiculous.
So that's why I said they're pretty much all the same when it comes to a president and dealing with our situation.
So let me. I gotta ask this question. I gotta ask this question because you're on this show with the cocktails with the queens, and there's a reason for that. It wasn't to have you defend or not defend.
Well, here's what I want to bring up. Let's bring.
I care about what's in this contract with Black America for women, and it's we're not mentioned at all in the contract with Black America. And I want to know.
I mean, when you mention black people, you mentioning black women. So don't count yourself out.
No, that's not true.
Just like administration said that when.
That's my question. Black women, y'all not black? Y'all not part of the black community no more? Because according to them, y'all not black. Y'all black women. That should be a whole different situation. So now,
and they have been a different situation for a long time. And the thing that's very interesting. Had there been a black woman and several black men, I assure you that there's a nigga that would be on there that's a slave to his dick, who would have been just defending and deflecting, even if she was completely out of order, would be hoping maybe he could get some sex after the show is over. Black women always get backed and protected in a situation when they're around a bunch of black men. Somebody jumps in to see if they can get themselves up. In every situation. It's interesting that when a black man is mobbed, not one black woman steps up and says, hey, wait a minute, let's show this brother respect. It's a mob behavior, a mob of disrespect and rudeness that sisters see that they're entitled to. And in fact, if you want to see the similar dynamics, put a black person on a white conservative show, and you'll see the same behavior, because it's the same contempt and disrespect that white society feels for us that a lot of black women have for black men as a collective. And he did himself a disservice and when he was trying to be reasonable and even, that's when they acted crazier. See, the men that are trying to be reasonable, because those women are feminists don't deal in reason, fairness, or logic. It's a winner take all, which is why I talk the way I do and the way I argue the way, because I don't want to work with you. I need the feminist prone silenced because they're not fair. Their goal is to destroy patriarchy and what they're doing is trying to humiliate him, all the while smiling and grinning. They all plan to do this to him. The problem is his attitude is like most black men. If a person has a vagina, they're probably some kind of nice superhero or philanthropist. Having a vagina makes you a philanthropist that you need to be nice to. And instead of sometimes a person with a vagina is an enemy.
That's a fact. Now, see, this is why I wanted to play this clip. See, we got to understand something, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, let me go to the chat real quick. The Dream said they black. I'm confused. Okay. Are we surprised? Shout out to Sister DW. Are we surprised they on Fox? Right. And this is an older one here too. This clip is rather old, ladies and gentlemen. But however, let's be clear. Dr. Short just touched on the mere fact that a lot of the illegals are coming over here and they're looking out for the collective. Okay? They're looking out for the collective. But you got our quote unquote people, skin folk, they're separating. Vivica ain't got no kids. Vivica got a kid, y'all. Vivica out here talking about something. Is she good? Because she's still doing insurance commercials, I believe. Ain't she? She got the face injected and everything. She look crazy out here. Then you got Lisa Ray looking toe the hell up. I don't know if it's a wig. I don't know what the hell is going on over there. But it's hit up. Salute to my brother CR. Salute to CR in the chat. Gunshot for CR in the chat, y'all. But again, ladies and gentlemen, these are the women who are put out in front of us, right? Because you got to be clear. See, here's one thing that needs to be understood when it comes to these quote unquote conscious community circles. Okay, we have an understanding of certain things, and the rest of our population does not. The rest of our people do not, because they feel like it ain't their problem because it ain't happened to them. But they will turn to you when something does. Let's be clear, because I can't tell you in this year alone, how many Negroes I've come across that said, well, it ain't happened to me, so it ain't my problem. See, now if you only understood, if not even understood, but accept the mere fact that a majority of our folks think that way, we'd be better off. And then we'll get to a place where my brother Lone Wolf says there are plenty of carcasses that he's going to be walking over. Because to those Negroes, it ain't their problem, or it ain't happened to them, so it ain't their problem. Those are a bunch of individualized folks running around. Don't believe in the collective progress of our people. But they will see this person and say, hey, for example, on the far right, hey, Candace Owens be saying some fly shit. Not to mention, let alone not bringing up all the detrimental shit she has said as well. Shout out Breonna Taylor. Shout out Jordan Neely. Shout out, to some degree, George Floyd. Because, and I leave it right here at this, when I say George Floyd, I'm talking about the public lynching of what happened to him, regardless of what his character was and everything like that people like to get into, his criminal record, etc. I'm talking about what that looked like. They didn't stop that public display to where my nieces, nephews, your nieces, nephews, maybe some of your grandkids and things like that witnessed a man being lynched on live television. They didn't stop the cameras, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. They didn't deem it necessary to stop the showing of that public lynching in real time. So we got to understand that, again, there's a lot of people that just don't really get busy with black folks. It's the check. It's them looking out for themselves. It ain't happened to them, so it ain't their problem. I just want to leave y'all with that. Brother Lone Wolf, what say you about this fiasco that you just witnessed here? A bunch of hyenas attacking this young man. But he did, and shout out to Twizzle. He set himself up for that L. He did. He knew, everybody saw it coming. Like, that was the easiest. Like, everybody saw it. Like, you on there by yourself, and you got a bunch of paid for folks on the Fox Soul platform. You know you about to get juked. But go ahead, Brother Lone Wolf.
So I'll say this. I think that I want to say this thing right.
Yes, sir.
because I can't take it back when I say it. What we saw with those three lovely young ladies.
The ordained talk. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, brother. Whoa. And shout out to the over 131 in the building. Salute to all of y'all.
He said lovely. I would say fugly.
That's a fact, brother.
I was gonna say harpies. I was gonna say straight harpies. Go ahead.
It was a systematic takedown of a black man. I think the elephant in the room is when you detach yourself from your man, then you detach yourself from God.
Mm-hmm.
When you hate your man, then you hate God.
Mm-hmm.
Because God made man in his image. And you can go from, I don't need a man, to now you hate man. And you can't say you love God. See, we ain't dealt with that. This is real spiritual. It has manifested in the flesh the hatred for God. Because every time they open their mouths, they don't even acknowledge God or even the existence of the man. And this has been going on since Woman Thou Art Loose, 1992. They've had 30 years of Woman Thou Art Loose. Now is Woman, you can do bad by yourself. Then Woman, you don't need a man. And then now the men are saying, I don't want to be a man.
Oh, come on.
This is spiritual. Very spiritual. I mean, we don't even want to even consider the idea that just maybe a large group of our women don't like God. And in hating God, you hate his man. His first representative in the earth. Come on now. So you can't be mad at the man when he can sense your hatred for him and your disdain for God, and then he decided to practice self-preservation at the expense of your life. If we keep it a buck.
Come on with it.
Now, this ain't for all the women.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
But we got enough of them out here saying, I don't need a man. And you can't tell me that you're getting instructions from God, because wisdom is in counsel, right? And in counsel, there's protection. But if you don't like God and you don't like God's man, then you can't get the protection.
Come on.
We on some very dangerous grounds. Grounds where, you know what, we're at a point of no return. Because I'm seeing that video with the sisters over talking the brother who sat down and talked with the president.
Come on.
They didn't talk to the president. He spoke to him. And you're going to look at me in the face and say, well, that plan is not good enough for us because of a personality. I'm done with personalities. I'm about the resources.
Well, hold on, Brother Wolf. And even for the rest of the family that's on the panel, brother Dr. Short, brother Twizzle, what special, quote unquote, special accommodations do black women need that black men don't need either? What the fuck? What the hell are these raggedy heifers talking about? What are the special needs that they need that are required? Help me out.
They would like to be hermaphrodites. The problem that the black woman has is that she's not a man and a woman at the same time. She wants all the rights, privileges, and benefits of being a man without the accountability, the responsibility thereof, and what she would get as a woman.
Say that again, please. Say that again, please.
Okay, that's what she wants, and it's black men's fault that they don't have it. And if truth be told, I have watched black men accommodate black female social hermaphrodites my whole life, from openly gay women wearing men's suits in the church, not a peep being said. Had a man walk in the sanctuary in a dress, if they tolerated it, you could feel the anger in the room.
Right.
If they didn't put him out altogether. Black women have been able to be men and women at the same time. And when they don't get that, they get upset, as if black men who don't run society cheated them. And the best evidence of that, all you need to do is watch that Shirley Chisholm movie on Netflix. And even though she wasn't a black American woman, Shirley Chisholm's mad all this stuff isn't happening for her like she's a man. And she's just raging at all these men. The men are trying to give her whatever she wants. Black women, with the thing that they think they don't need, they don't think they need God. Because a lot of black women have been told, by black men in particular, that they are gods just to get some pussy. Like I said, the black man, as long as he's on the 4-hole plan, mouth, vagina, rectum, and pocketbook holes. If he has access to any one or all 4, or even the hope of it, we let women do whatever they want. And as a rule, and since most women do have a mouth, a rectum, a vagina, and a pocketbook, our community is nothing but a goddamn Wild West. And again, my blame is black men. That same Ice Cube, do you think that 3 black men could talk in any way, anything close to how those women spoke to him? No. Right. Every black man would have known to respect him or understand that fists would be flying. Black men have a sense, if I do something, it's a consequence. Because black woman's told, that pussy is so good that you don't have to follow any rules, but please break me off some. And it's we black men's fault, because we say we know God, but we worship a vagina. It's a creation. I thank God for vaginas.
Hold on, brother Short. Run that back. Run that fucking back. We know God, but we worship a what?
A vagina. The vagina is a creation. I mean, it's great. I'm telling you, the first beetle, the first snack food. I mean, the first started home business. It's portable. I mean, you can do a lot with the vagina, but it's created. It's not God. And in fact, some of the biggest pussy worshipers are some of these conscious community people that are saying, well, in Africa, they had matriarchies and the women ran. You get all these dumb fuck old niggas that are trying to be hip. And then you just have,
come on.
And they put all this garbage out here about women being gods and a white man messed us up. Do you really think all these things, everything's run by women? Well, let me say something to you. If Africa's totally run by women, what's the poorest continent on the planet? Who's most exploited? Who's dominated?
Go there.
The matriarchal continent. Well, damn it, then maybe we should get rid of matriarchalism. It is the same way that white folks learn how to take a bath from the Moors. Then maybe we should learn from the white folk for the men to be in charge in a man-driven capitalistic world system. Those who come from patriarchy will lose.
Let him cook.
So when these people call this, woman power, that's bullshit. Look, all these women that are being prostituted out here, how come all these girls can't rise up on the pimps trafficking them, right? They can stab and they can kill their own babies. They can shoot and stab their own boyfriends. Why can't you stand up to a pimp, right? Because men and women are different. We have different roles. What America did, that the black woman, on one hand, wants to be She doesn't recognize how masculine she's been forced to be, or tricked into being, or manipulated into being. And I'm not knocking any woman that's had to do what they had to do to make it. But what most people don't know, what the Freedmen's Bureau and other things were doing at the end of the Civil War was teaching and helping folks to get married and to form families. Do y'all know that's part of the Freedmen's Bureau's responsibility? To form contracts between men and women so we can have families. And the man was head of the household. That was the U.S. government. And that was even white Protestant people from the North. Congregation was trying to make certain that blacks had a family, even if they had had a matriarchal system under slavery. What came after the Civil War? Why did we advance so quickly? Black men were put in the right place. And for 100 years, that black male foundational culture lasted. And then feminism came in. And black women, like they did back in the old slave system, got with the white woman and the white man against the black man.
Come on. That's right. Well, you know what, brother Dr. Short, what we're seeing in this clip here is a prime example of what's been going on and where the degeneracy and the breakdown is happening. And you know what? Like you said, men, a lot of these simpy niggas, scary ass, oh, my queen ass niggas.
Pussy begging, pussy panhandling, scammer, liar, non-child support paying, STD spreading.
Come on.
Liar niggas. They got pictures of 100 kids and can't give one of them a pack of bazooka bubble gum. Those type of sorry ass men. Right. They're the ones that make all the bastards and all that are mugging and killing everybody.
Come on with it. But let's play a little bit more of this clip, and then we're gonna go back to the wolf. And you know what? And salute to the over 141 of y'all tapped in with us right now. We appreciate y'all coming through, and we also appreciate the support. Definitely don't hesitate to hit those cash apps when you see them. You can hit my cash app, $FTS49, support today's program. My brother, Dr. Short, you can hit his cash app, $DR Randy Short. Don't hesitate to support that brother right there. And definitely go subscribe to his platform, Angry Black Man's Book Club. And then you got my brother, Lone Wolf Firearms. My brother, Juan J. Johnson, LWFtraining.com. for your Lone Wolf Firearms training, ladies and gentlemen. The threat is real. This is somebody you want to know very well right now. So definitely, and also don't hesitate to hit his cash app, $Lone Wolf Firearm. No S, Lone Wolf Firearm, ladies and gentlemen, and go to his YouTube platform and subscribe. Okay, great game over there. But again, we have to be aware of what is happening. There's so many different threats, not only coming across the border, but what has always been here at home. And they look like you. So let's play a little bit more of this, and then we're gonna continue this cook up.
Black people is not black women. Black women are not included in black people.
No,
look at these rabbit hyenas. Fucking. This is and see again, like you said, Twiz. He set himself up for the L. He knew these chicks is bought and paid for, and they sitting on there. You go listen. It's one thing to go into the lion's den, whether that's a lioness or fucking a regular lion, a male. You still gonna get jumped. You understand? And you set yourself up. Because they already got a track record of standing on one particular position. These women are openly admitted they don't give a shit about the collective of Black America. They don't do that. It's about getting that bag. So let's play a little bit more of this though. Look at that. See how Ice Cube kind of navigates, if at all, this this beat down.
But that's like, you know, that's like you saying, that's like when the president says minorities, then he's including Black people. But we all know that that's not the case. Black women have specific needs that are not also being met. And we also feel that there should be some things that are specific to us and our plight as well. And I understand that. I feel like as a Black man, you can lead. No, I feel like
I just offered y'all to write a section up for it. I just said.
And look here, accountability. This is the reason I wanted to play more of it, y'all, because look how the tables turn. When you then say to these rabid beasts of a women here that, okay, if you don't like something, then sit down with me and we'll get it together. You know, we'll work together to get it right. And it's a whole bunch of lip service. Well, whatever happened to that? You know, but anyway, let me play a little bit more. I don't want to jump too far.
I don't mind if you guys help us. If you guys help us write a section. No, I've been open to all kind of experts in putting this together. It wasn't just me. We dealt with experts in all fields of this contract with Black America. So we're willing to deal with experts in the section when it comes to women. So that's no problem.
Okay,
I'll help you write it. I'll help you write it.
Say you do get the money. How soon do you think your plan is going to go into effect? When will we start seeing the benefits?
I'm not getting 1 quarter. Okay, this is something he's promising to the country, and he's gonna have to implement it in a way he feel that can fit.
Okay, but can I just ask though, what would you see this plan doing for the first year for us if he's reelected?
I'm not part of the ministry.
And this is where I got a problem with negresses and Negroes. Anyone that comes from a position like that, they're not really asking for a constructive, progressive plan. They're looking for his response in order to be contrary, right? To be combative. And I always look at folks who then says, okay, well, what's the solution? Or what you gonna do when? Or how you gonna, like, when people start talking about how you gonna control niggas from spending money the way they want to spend it, right? Let folks do what they want to do with their paper. That's the place that I come from. If you gonna blow your paper, then blow it. Then you can come work for me when you're done. Okay. But what you have, what you've displayed and showed me is that, listen, I can't put you in charge of my books though, because you don't know how to manage your money. So how the hell you gonna manage mine? Right? So this is the problem when I start looking at stuff like this, because Vivica, you haven't managed your career, sis. See, this is where you start taking the jabs at funny folks like this. Vivica, your career looks crazy. Okay? How do you go from being one of the top Black female actors in a particular period of time to going into commercials? You're doing nothing but commercials now, sis. But Angela Bassett still getting roles, right? How did Angela Bassett manage to navigate the way she does?
I'm glad you said actor.
I'm just saying.
Hey, Chef. One thing
Yes,
for
sir.
sure, two things for certain.
Talk to me.
You can't take too much. You can't, unless it's biologically, you can't take a woman who chose her career over family serious. You know, especially talking to people who have a family. If I should say, female put herself in a position to where she chose career over family, she has no authority to speak to anybody who has a family and what it is when somebody is speaking for their family and trying to fight for lineage. You can just tell she has so much vitriol and so much bitterness of the mistake she made to where she just has no respect or no honorability for man. What Lone Wolf said, they lost all respect for God for the simple fact they don't want to answer to nobody and they don't want to listen to nobody, because once the moment they had a taste of power, that's the most corruptive drug out. Power is like love. That's something that people don't want to give up. And now they have a taste for power. You can't tell them nothing. They're not giving that up. You know, and like Lone Wolf said, they lost all spirituality with that because they're choosing the now over later. You know what I mean?
Come on.
Am I wrong?
like
Please
that.
tell me, am I wrong, man?
No. I like that position,
Right.
Brother Twiz, because listen, as far as I'm concerned, the biggest atheist is now in the black community, and he ain't a man, and it's not a man. You know, Brother Wolf, am I going too far with this? Is the female now the true authentic atheist? This is what I'm feeling, sir.
So I'll say
But help me out. Help me if I'm going too far with it.
I'm gonna give credit to this quote that I read by one of our ancestors that many don't even quote or know about, don't even read him. Probably one of the greatest minds that walked the earth, and that would be Amos Wilson. He said that the black man and woman has become the white man's greatest creation. Okay?
Easy. Hold on, Wolf. I'm gonna have to put a sound in that. That's a problem right there. God damn, that's gonna need a sound.
Sit back and just think about that. How we move, how we think, the traits, the characteristics that we have, our appetite. We have become the white man's greatest creation. You can't be here for 400-500 years. It don't take on the personality, the attributes, the mindset. Not just that, we've literally sacrificed our experience for their history.
Come on, Wolf. Damn it. Come on.
So when I look at what we're doing, what we're saying, how we're acting, I'm just seeing that we're like a Frankenstein. That the black community could be like a Frankenstein, which was the white man's creation. Frankenstein.
Shit. Damn.
Okay? And I'll go a little deeper. We could be his ultimate virus. His virus, meaning we have so much of him that when we go anywhere in the world, they know who we are when we open our mouths. So they embrace us, but at the same time, if right now the portrayal or the portrait of us is negativity, all things ratchet, all things foul, okay? And they see us as him, brother, it's just a matter of time before they decide, you know what, we need to quarantine this group of people.
Go there. That's right.
These are the bottom feeders. Although they're our creation, we don't have no more use for them. You know? So I'm seeing a bigger picture, a much bigger picture. These attitudes, this hatred, this was implanted in us. It's implanted. And I'm not afraid to say that, yes, I'm looking at right now in 2024, the 21st century, I'm looking at the white man's greatest creation, and it's black folks.
Damn. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, if y'all don't agree with that sentiment, the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat for you to stand on it. You know, we believe in different perspectives, ladies and gentlemen, so feel free to hit that link. We're going to be in here probably another 20 minutes, and then we shut it down. But brother, Dr. Short, you got the floor, sir.
Oh, just for a second. You know, I want to just add to and throw some stuff out. Because when you say Frankenstein, think about how strange it is that you got a single man who makes a man for himself to be his friend and live all alone. Oh yeah, Frankenstein, that's some homo shit there. And most people don't think like that. Isn't it interesting how the neighbors get tired of the two men living together out in the woods.
Hey, Dr. Short, just like Dracula is cannibalism. Just like Dracula is a romance of their cannibalism or how they eat each other and thrive off one another. But they romanticize it as he's a ladies' man and a suave man, and he seduce women and drink their blood. That's what these motherfuckers do. That's how
Frankenstein is a man made to love another man that's not lovable.
Come on.
And we love these unlovable people. And we're just as twisted as Frankenstein was. So when you sit down, you think about it. I mean, if I were a man able to make life, what would I make a big, ugly dude for? When I could have a pretty ass. You get where I'm coming from? I could make a Lupita and shit. I would make a Lupita. What would I want with the Diddy? You know what I'm saying? So just sit down and realize that even if Frankenstein stuff is twisted, so part and parcel of them creating us is a warped us. Something that's why these white folk give degenerate and debauched and compromised black folks. They're not comfortable with the black man, like Colin Powell, who's was a Jamaican, but he had a black American wife. His wife was too normal. They couldn't trust him as president with a normal black woman. That's why they had Man Shell with Ofaga. You had to have something, off. They don't like when black people are grounded and connected to God. They're repulsive to white supremacists. White supremacists are Luciferians, as is the Boule, the Masons, the Greeks, and our traitors. You'll find all of them come together in the denial of existence of God the Father and a black man that came to earth to redeem his people from their sins. They all, I don't care what they call themselves, Zionists, communists, socialists, conscious community niggas that are in the Egypt and pyramids and shit, all you phony niggas, liars, voodooists, all of you phonies, they all line up with, they hate the Bible. And yet at the same time, they got us so stupid. I know a Negro in one sentence will say, the Bible's in Africa, and then we'll turn around and tell you the Bible's the white man's book. That they go back and forth. And so black folks are in a perpetual state of contradictory clusterfuck confusion. And that's why they keep the drugs and the degeneracy pumping, because those blacks that were running away from slavery back in the day, and those that served in the Union Army, just a fraction of black folks that didn't want to go along with this brought this country to its knees without an army, without much of anything. That's how badly they need to catch everybody up. That's why they've weaponized the woman, where you can't even in your own home be safe. In the Soviet Union, you had, and in the communist East Germany, you had wives and husbands spying on each other. The state and the system is so evil and so weak and corrupt, it needs to make certain that even two individuals don't get along, because if any two people can see eye to eye around the truth and can do something, it is great, very powerful. And that's why they work so hard to decouple black men and black women. And they're very much aware of what they've done to us. And by the way, the black people that betray us, that are in the elite, they're very much aware of what they're doing to help keep us down. And they know full well as black people how damaged we are. They've written us off, and so have everyone else. The only good news I have is that God doesn't write off. However, the bad news is we've written God off. And it's interesting, even these illegals believe in something when they get here. We're the only people who have no concrete foundational belief system, no laws, no code. So when I hear all these niggas, the code, what fucking code? We wouldn't have certain things happening among some of our social media giants if there were codes. Diddy wouldn't be protected if there was a damn code. we'd be supporting and helping each other. We have real movements if there was a real damn code.
Talk that talk.
But anyway, let me get off here because other people need to talk. Thank you, Chef C and Brother Twizzle and Brother Lone Wolf, for me to get out of my bed of the flu. Because I sure enough put my head back and realized I had to check in. So fight, and I'm hoping tomorrow we'll be back in the running. So blessings and good night from the Angry Black Men's Book Club, Coon Busters, and all of us. We wish you love and power. We need each other and God. That's all we need is each other and God. Those that want to be together, and we'll make it. We're not done until God says so. Good night.
No doubt, brother.
Good night to you, Dr. Short, man, and I hope you feel better.
All right.
Thanks.
Plan for you.
So now, Brother Lone Wolf, there we go. And that was our gracious host, Brother Dr. Short, tapping out, well, checking out real quick. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to salute the over 160 of y'all that's up in here with us on Real Nigga Time. Yeah, salute to everybody that's checked in with us. We appreciate it, for real. And you know what? I wanted to bring up one last subject matter, gentlemen, and for everybody that's still tapped in with us. The flag, ladies and gentlemen. Have y'all been following the controversy when it comes to the flag? There was a dispute there. The Louisiana governor threatens to snatch some scholarships, y'all. They want to snatch some scholarships for folks who aren't necessarily standing or participating in the national anthem at sports events. And honestly, how many of y'all still standing and doing the whole, my nation, tears of the, how many of y'all still rocking with this anthem? Now for me, I'm going to keep it 100. Only reason I rock with the anthem is because I was told to as a child. And then it kind of spilled over into my adulthood until I said, hold the fuck up. That's just me. Now I don't need folks to agree with me. Some of y'all could still be stomped down national anthem people, but I am not. I don't pledge allegiance. I don't do a national anthem. I don't get involved with a lot of that stuff. I mind my business. However, do y'all agree with this governor making the ultimate penalty a snatching of students' scholarships because they refuse to participate in it? What's your thoughts on that, Brother Lone Wolf?
I'm not familiar with the story, but I don't agree with the penalty if that's the case. I believe, look at the end of the day, that if you're in America and you are under the Constitution, you need to be able to have that freedom of speech, that freedom of assembly, that freedom of religion, that freedom of the press, and that freedom to protest. Okay? So if a person doesn't want to, that's their right. The Pledge of Allegiance is not supposed to supersede the Constitution. Say this again. The Pledge of Allegiance does not supersede the Constitution. As a matter of fact, the Pledge of Allegiance didn't become official pledge in 1930.
Come on.
It wasn't always the pledge. Now, if anybody has a problem with the pledge, it's okay, because we're in America. You don't have a First Amendment without my favorite amendment, the Second Amendment.
There you go, Brother Wolf.
Right to bear arms.
It wouldn't be right if that wasn't your favorite, sir.
That's my
favorite.
I would be a little... You don't have a First Amendment, which allows you to say, you know what? I'm not going to kneel, nor will I stand, because that is your right as a citizen. And I would say this again. The Pledge of Allegiance does not supersede the Constitution. The two are not the same. And if I had to choose one or the other, give me my freedom of speech, my freedom of religion, okay, my freedom of the press, my freedom of assembly, and my freedom to appeal grievances to the government. Ain't nothing in the Pledge of Allegiance that says anything about my right to exist, my right to speak and say what the hell I want, when I want, as long as I want, as often as I want to.
Come on.
That's my spiel on that.
Well, you know what, see, you know, because I'm looking at this thing, and then I'm gonna go to you, Brother Twiz, because with all of this stuff that's going on, are we still one nation under God, as they say?
How you gonna be one nation under God and you just proposed transgender on the most sacred day, Resurrecting Sunday? Don't bring me no we're one nation under God when you got the man in charge, the chief executive of this corporation, okay, who implements on the most sacred day of the Christian nation, Resurrection Sunday or Saturday, however you want to call it. Can't get 3 days from Friday, but you know, hey, that's neither here nor there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But for you to say we're a Christian nation and then say, hey, not just Christian nation, we're gonna just observe the transgender piece on this day, the same week of King's assassination, today's date. Come on, man. Who are we fooling? In the silence from the pulpit, nationwide.
Come on.
I need you to see this.
Yeah. Come on.
From the pulpits, nationwide has been deafening. Man,
I ain't hear nothing from TD Jakes. Huh? I ain't hear nothing from Pastor Mike. Listen. all of these motivational speaker ass preachers out here, I ain't hear a lick from them this past resurrection visibility day. Where was you, TD? I know where you was at, TD. Swallow, you was somewhere swallow. Listen, this was this was his holiday. Huh? Yeah. But go ahead, Brother Wolf. Don't get. I'm trying not to go there. We got 5 minutes to go, but go ahead, Brother Wolf.
I just wanted to sneak that in because, again, man, we got a lot that needs to be addressed, and we can't do it all in 3 hours.
Right.
But I'm gonna land my plane with that, brother. I just think that you know, the nation is a representation of its president.
Come on.
If the president is weak, then the nation is weak.
That's right.
If the president is strong, then the nation is strong. And if I'm a prime minister outside of the nation, and I see a weak president, and it's like a shark. If I see blood in the water, I'm coming for that fish. It's blood in the water. We have a weak representative. And that move he pulled on Sunday spoke some volumes about where this country is and where the religious body is. we're in trouble. That's why I said, look here. Save yourself, black man. Save yourself, because the foolery and the hypnotic function, or I'm just seeing a lot of people who just being hypnotized, like a national hypnotized going on, and folks are just, you know what, they dull, they watered down, they're neutered, they're spaded, they're castrated, they're emasculated. If you can't speak like we're speaking, then I know that you are neutered.
Come on.
You spaded. You know. But I will, if you're listening to this broadcast, I need you to save yourself.
Salute to our brother Lone Wolf Firearm. Listen. Shout out to the over 164 of y'all tapped in with us right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to look at this screen here. And what that screen is showing you, because I'm thinking about this national anthem. Okay? I'm just thinking of this national anthem. And, you know, these are the folks who were ordered a release. These are the people who are supposed to be protecting your border, ladies and gentlemen. Are any of them standing for the national anthem? Huh? You know they get money to go to these events, right? 5,000 here, 7,000 there, 10,000 there. All right. So you know they can go and enjoy these little events that's going on. Are they standing during the national anthem?
No.
As they so let's play this real quick. I just want to remind y'all. It's necessary to remind folks. Look how they don't draw those guns. Look.
Because they've been given the order to stand down. Look at that.
Look at this. God. Say that again, brother Lone Wolf, one time for him.
They have been given the order to stand down.
One nation under God. Ain't that some shit? One nation under God.
You know, God spelled backwards dog.
Come on.
One nation under leadership that's dogging out the people. From the top to the politicians, to the civil rights leaders, and the preachers. They're dogging us out. Again, you ain't armed, get armed. You ain't got no water, save some water. Get your flashlights. We're already at a war. We ain't even again, the war that we're currently in right now is not obvious. It's sophisticated.
Right. Come on.
If you're gonna, how do you destroy an indestructible beast? You starve it. You be more technical. You know, you do more cyber attacks. You
Shout out Baltimore.
Yeah, you can't be overly obvious because of our military prowess. We got the bombs. We got the ships. How do we attack people covertly? You do some paper cuts.
Come on. Shout out Arkansas.
Paper cut here. Paper cut there. Before you know, what is paper cut? Supply lines.
Come on.
You starve the beast by destroying the supply lines. You make the supply lines look like accidents when it's on purpose. And before you know it, what happened in Baltimore we don't talk about the military arms
Come on with it.
Bridge.
That's right.
We don't talk about that bridge, that bridge being a link between the upper East Coast to the north. They never talk about the 60 to 70% of our military on the north comes through Baltimore. Man, we at war.
Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I just, the necessity of giving our brother Lone Wolf a little more wind on this episode, on this broadcast. This is a battle-tested man who's been in the field, police department. He's 27 years. So if there's any time to identify a dangerous environment, any way to do that, he's very well versed in identifying things to come. Okay, 27 years on the force. All right, 27 years. So I just wanted to make it make sense outside of all this other stuff. Again, of course, we give you the goofy with the Diddy and the Stevie J. I didn't really touch too heavy on Stevie J. We gave you Fanny, but I'll touch on the Stevie J just a little bit, just to give you the deliverable. But shout out to everybody that has been contributing to the broadcast here via Cash App, and of course just your comments in the comments section. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to my brother Red Sigma tapping in. I just see you, brother Red Sigma. Salute to you in the building, brother Red. Let me go ahead and share something with the family real quick. We got to go ahead and share this little portion here of Stevie J. I got to give you your nigga shit. I know niggas, I know black folks, you too heavy on the real stuff. Black folks gonna be like, what the hell is going on here? So salute to everybody that's on that real time, and salute to the rest of the cast that come for the bullshit. I got a little bit of both for you. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to that stuff that you need, we got to take a moment of silence for our great one here, brother Kevin Samuels. Okay, the Honorable Kevin Samuels that's here. We do this in his honor to make sure we make it make sense. Make the math. But I want to show y'all something. Stevie J said, listen, what really goes down at these Diddy parties, y'all don't really know what black excellence look like. Yeah. Y'all don't know what black excellence look like. So let me pull up some swanky for y'all, just for your eyes, in case for anybody who gives a fuck. I particularly don't care, but this is what he says is going on. Hollywood, look at it. Big lights, big pimping, more bullshit. Fair use.
Happy birthday to me!
Look at the sassiness, but hold on, let's keep playing.
Let's get it. On we got y'all open, now you're floating, so you got to.
Yeah, so that's a little nigga shit for you. I wonder did y'all know that P. Diddy got Mary J. Blige pregnant?
I'm not surprised.
P. Diddy got her pregnant. I wonder if he did it at that party. You know, she ain't got no. She ain't had a kid though. She must have slipped up out of there with that. You know. Oh, see, this is the thing. This is more the nigga shit that's going on. And remember, the understanding is that Stevie J, Mr. Funny Face himself, you know, he's been on backdoor activity for the longest. Ironically, as P. Diddy is on the run, well, not even no longer on the run, right? Uh, uh, Ironically, now they're seen, going biking. They're out there with their bikes now. You know, Stevie J's been hanging real close to P. Diddy lately. So it's interesting to see this stuff go on, ladies and gentlemen. Black excellence. These are the folks that get put out in front of you. Remember, Diddy said to everybody, vote or die. Vote or die.
Diddy runs the city. Hey, Chef, I gotta go, man. It was a privilege hollering at y'all, and it was a privilege, Black Wolf. I can't wait till the next one. We can get it in again, man.
No doubt, brother Twiz. I catch you on the flip. We about to wrap it out anyway, but I will say this, man. Hey, Twiz, let them know how they can go ahead and get involved with your business. I know you're moving real estate out there. Let them know what it is.
Yes, indeed. Anybody that's trying to sell their property, move their property in any condition, reach out to me. I can close any condition. I close fast, pay all cash. Once again, my business is Blackfire Capital LLC. We based out of California, the East Bay. And hey, we in the burn houses. So hey, get at me, and y'all have a good weekend. And I'll see y'all next week. Shout out to you, Brother Wolf, and shout out to you, Chef.
Peace.
Salute,
Peace.
Twiz. Salute to you, brother.
Indeed. I will say this, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everybody for joining us here today. You know, this was another broadcast that we deemed necessary to bring to you. Following this Diddy case, I mean, Diddy's gonna be in the books for the next week or so. I'm sure he's got the rest of this week, and then he should be wrapped up by Monday. Should be no more Diddy talk. However, I do have my brother Lone Wolf in here, being the man who's worked on the force. Confidential informant. As far as I'm concerned, anytime somebody comes in, anytime the authorities have come into our Black American people's home, somebody either got killed or taken away in handcuffs. Nothing has happened in that regard to Mr. P. Diddy himself. You got Homeland, and now you have the FBI involved in this case. Brother Lone Wolf, am I correct in assuming that this young man, or thinking that this young man, is a CI?
Well, I'll say this.
Yes, sir.
The government put a lot of stock in recruiting from Black institutions.
Right.
AKA colleges. Howard University has always been the mecca of our alphabet organizations, recruiting our Black men and women as confidential informants, as workers. I'm not surprised. I would not be surprised if he is not on the payroll. A lot of folks from these historical Black colleges are on the payroll.
Mm-hmm.
Historical Black colleges are what's that word I'm looking for? They are laden. They produce a lot of informants. And when I saw that whole piece went down, because again, you get two types of search warrants. You got the arrest warrant for the person, and you have the search warrant for the property. And they never went after him, but they showed force that they was coming for something, but they wasn't coming for him. They went for his properties. I think sometimes they have to show the force to get you to believe that they're against them. In all actuality, they with them.
So, Wolf, you know, I and see that's the perspective. I think, you know, the show of force. You know, again, I try to tell folks that, hey, this guy been on the books. He's gonna stay on the books for a while. You know, and the first time in history we see a black man walk away after having such a show of force, quote unquote, show of force, without actually being, you know, locked up. So that told me everything I need to know. Like, man. But this is also the guy who's coming out telling, you know, being the main mouthpiece for quote unquote black excellence. So,
well, they have to give him a resume. They have to give them a resume. If he doesn't have a resume for supporting blacks, then they got to create a resume.
Right.
You see what happened to Diddy? They came into his houses like an army. Right? I mean, it was coordinated. That we don't bring the media involved in a coordinated search because you don't want to give the perpetrator time to leave.
Come on. Come on. They want us to be stupid. They really do, man.
This may be a David Copperfield production, an illusion. We want him, but we don't want him.
Come on.
You know? So they, again, whatever they got, the tools they used to get him, man, that was extraordinary.
Right. Well, I will say this, Brother Lone Wolf. We're going to get ready to shut it down here. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Brother Lone Wolf Juan J. Johnson for joining us all the way up to the end here for the broadcast. And I want to thank the over 165 of y'all tapped in right now. Salute to the family who took it down, but was tapped in for the most of the conversation. Salute to everybody. And salute to those who hit the Cash App supporting the programs. I see your Cash App, Dave. Salute to you as well. Anybody else looking to support the program, $ FTS49 via Cash App. Also, you can hit me via Venmo at From the Soil. You can also support my brother Lone Wolf Firearms, Cash App, $ Lone Wolf Firearm. Feel free to contribute to that, brother. Sending a good evening and good night to the family. Brother Lone Wolf, let them know how they can get a hold of you, any things you got coming down the pipeline. Brother Lone Wolf, you got the floor.
They can go to lwftraining.com if you want to be a responsible gun owner, gun user. You can always tap into Lone Wolf Firearms on YouTube, Lone Wolf Firearms on Facebook, Juan J. Johnson on Social X or the old Twitter. Again, just whatever you do, just tap in. And thank you all for your participation. Appreciate you, and be safe out there in these streets.
Most definitely. Salute to our brother Lone Wolf Firearms. Again, make sure y'all go over there and follow that brother. Go ahead and subscribe to his platform. I want to thank everybody for tapping in with us here today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing the plays. We're watching the plays, and we're going to move accordingly. You heard it here first, right? And don't fall for the bullshit tailpipe and hoop dream bullshit that's coming out here. All right? Do what you need to do. The threat is real. All you have to do is make those adjustments, family. And also, feel free. Go over to FromTheSoil.tv and get your Black American Heritage flag, sneakers, Converses, or your aprons for the cook-up. Mother Day is around the corner. So definitely go ahead and get you a pair, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Now, with that being said, in a system of white degeneracy, You stand for nothing. You fall for anything. My name is Chef C, and I'm out.